And while it was coming up for Kenneth Petty, right? In this situation, because I know it's a court date that he has that's supposed to be coming up, right? With Jennifer Hugh, his SO victim. So let's go ahead and look at the Breakfast Club. And we're going to look at Donkey of the Day, right? So I got to go online. Come on, girl. Let's see. Yep, oh wow, it got 231K views, and it just happened yesterday. That's a lot, right? But look, so we're going to do that, and then what I'm going to be reading with today, I'm going to be reading with the Witchy Cat, the Jack-O-Lantern Tarot. I'm going to be using the Nature Spirit Oracle and the Signs of the Times Oracle, right? So mind you, the Witchy Cat and the Jack-O-Lantern, so you know I got that from Shein or whatever. So it's the cheaper ones. I already did the review. If you want to go on Shein and get them, you can get them. The Sign of the Times are a more expensive Oracle deck, and I got that from Amazon. The Nature Spirit, expensive, got it from Amazon. Anything over $15 is expensive, okay? But let's get into this. So, Charlemagne said it better than I can ever say it, right? So, let me go ahead and let y'all hear what Charlemagne said. Charlemagne, the ever-living goddess. Hold on. Ooh, come on, commercials. Commercials. Damn. Let me see. All right, there we go.
I was born a donkey. It's the donkey of the day.
Charlemagne the devil.
The Breakfast Club.
Yes. Donkey of the day for Thursday, September 21st goes to Kenneth Petty. Kenneth Petty is the husband of the icon known as Nicki Minaj. This is not about Nicki, y'all. This is us. This is about us, okay, as black men. It's about us not wanting to let the childish ways in the streets go. Y'all do know, right? Being a street nigga is not an actual occupation. There's not one single benefit you receive by being a street nigga, okay? There's no 401k, you don't get no health insurance. I have never in my life seen anyone be able to buy a house or any form of property because of street cred.
Facts on facts on facts. You can't get shit with street cred. Only thing you can get is trouble and going to jail, ho.
For some reason, we just continue to see so many people, so many men who have the opportunity and the access to do other things crash out because they still want to be in the street. Now, if you haven't heard, if you wasn't listening to Rumor Report all week and paying attention to the blogs and the news, and you probably missed Kenneth Petty incriminating himself by making threatening remarks to a specific individual. That individual being the rapper known as Offset, also known as husband of Cardi B. Now, we're going to play this ignorant-ass video clip that went viral this week. In the video, you see Kenneth Petty and his gang outside of a New York hotel, allegedly where Offset was residing. But I don't see how Offset was in this hotel when millions of people were watching him live streaming with Kai Cenat. That's how you pronounce his name, Kai Cenat, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah, salute to Kai Cenat, man. But Offset and Kai had a sleepover in Atlanta. They were live streaming for 24 hours straight. They was having a grand old time smoking weed.
So you telling me these geriatric patients was outside in the middle of the night hooting and hollering, and Offset was having a live streaming party with Kai Cenat in Atlanta? You telling me? That's funny. Hey, Dr. Trish, I live. Hello, girl. How you doing?
I think he was making real cheese. They was dancing, listening to music. They was doing what we all should be doing, and that's experiencing joy, having a good time, being happy. Meanwhile, Kenneth Petty and his crew were doing the total opposite of that. I refuse to believe that standing outside of a hotel in the middle of New York City, mean mugging a camera, sending death threats, makes you guys happy. In fact, I actually think you have to be pretty miserable to even project that kind of behavior. But
say hey now.
Big clean. Yeah, sturdy nigga. What's poppin'? What's happening? Money, man. What's up? Yeah. What's that, man? Yeah. Huh? You don't know niggas. Yeah. They said you don't know niggas. I'm at vacation. Yeah. Planning your funeral. Yeah. Let's play. What's up? We'll meet you there. Let's do they wanted to come at me.
Why they sound like they straining to take a shit when they're yelling? Like, we'll meet you there, nigga.
I feel amazed, man. We ain't even do nothing to nobody, man. What's happening, man? Yo, where you at?
Guess what race it is?
Black.
Well, it's not fair. We know.
Niggas.
Yeah.
Niggas.
Bonnet black.
I was born in 1978. I remember a time when if you were doing dirt, it was a cardinal sin to speak on the phone about said dirt. That was a complete and utter no-no. Kenneth, I know you know this because we the same age, 45. 45, Magnum, Colt, Trump, whatever, 45. So I know you know better. Maybe you don't, because nowadays these individuals have let the internet make them forget street rules. Because if you were still moving by the rules of the street, there would be no way in hell that you would be on the FBI's internet recording yourself in 4K threatening to kill someone. You told that man to plan his funeral on the FBI's internet, and you thought there wouldn't be any consequences and repercussions. Do you know how many people probably sent that video to law enforcement? Why? Because you're high.
And just to add context to that, when they were on live, it was a lot of people in the comment section and the police and stuff like that. So I don't understand where this narrative comes from that Offset and Cardi B told. Nobody told them anything. The evidence was there. It's the police, internet, whatever. They're all over the internet. Just like we watch the internet, guess who else watched the internet? The feds. And you is a level 2, 3, or whatever sex offender. So they're watching you, right?
People probably sent that video to law enforcement. Why? Because you're high profile. You're Nicki Minaj's husband. And that's one thing I want to say. Even if you don't respect yourself, respect your queen, respect who she is. You may not care about how this video impacts you, but you should care about how it impacts her. But maybe none of y'all care, professionally or personally. I just know as a husband and father, our job is to protect and provide. We can't do either one of those things if we tricking ourselves off the street. Because that's what this is. When you got on video and you incriminate yourself in this way, you're tricking yourself off the street. I don't want to hear none of y'all street dudes talk about how much y'all hate snitching, because as soon as you or one of your partners pulls out these smartphones and decides to go live and record yourself saying these type of things and doing dirt, you have become an informant. And you're telling on yourself. And that's exactly what happened. Because
yes, telling on yourself. When you go online and tell everybody in the world all your business and do stuff like that, you are telling on yourself and you are an informant. And in fact, real street dudes should not be around you if they know they're doing illegal shit, because you're going to put it on the internet and think that it's cute. And think, oh, I'm getting clout. Look at what we doing. We out here. We selling drugs at the 7-Eleven on South Capitol Street, Northeast. Yeah. And then mad when the police come and press y'all down. All right? Just dumb shit. Telling all your business.
And that's exactly what happened, because Kenneth Petty has been sentenced to 120 days of home detention after violating the terms of his probation because of that video. I got that right, Juan?
Up to 120 days.
Up to 120 days. Okay. Well, whatever it is, Kenneth Petty, you've earned every bit of this. Simply because you cannot let the childish, destructive ways of the street go. 1 Corinthians 13:11 says, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. My brothers, I cannot believe I'm saying this at 45 years old, but there's so many of us who have not left the childish ways of the streets alone, and I would love to know, what do y'all know that I don't? Okay, the streets have never done anything but led people to two places, jail or the mortuary. And my father always told me that if you don't change your lifestyle, you're going to end up in jail, dead, or broke sitting under the tree.
That's a read. That was a read for all these ain't shit dudes. Well, not ain't shit dudes. All these men out here who feel like they just gotta punk fake. They gotta be out in the street. They gotta do this, that, and the third. That was a read. That was facts. But he actually hit someone else as well. If you don't change your childish ways, you're gonna find yourself sitting on the park bench under the tree. Now, that's a whole different story for a whole different topic that we're gonna discuss today. Now, that's deep.
Always told me that if you don't change your lifestyle, you're going to end up in jail, dead, or broke sitting under the tree. Let's update my father's words in 2023. If you don't change your lifestyle, you're going to end up in jail, dead, or broke on somebody's social media page, recording yourself committing crimes, and that recording of you committing crimes will lead you to be in somebody's prison. Kenneth, you was already on probation. What part of law enforcement has social media too? Do you not understand? I said this earlier, and I'm serious. You know how they used to do ride-alongs with cops? Yep. I want to do a sit-along.
Okay, we ain't got to listen to the rest of it, but pretty much that was his don't care today. But it is another thing of, you know, Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty want to clear up Kenneth Petty's image, right? So he can be out and about with her and stuff like that. Hence why he wanted the SO title off his name. He was tired of having to go and re-register as a SO. You know, every year they got to take a picture. They got to tell they PO where they at, where they moving to, where they locate, whatever, right? But you want to clean up your image, but when you do stuff like this in public, they have no choice but to bring up your past, because they have to say, as a good journalist, they have to say why you was on probation in the first place. And when they tell why you was on probation in the first place, guess what pops up? You're level what? 2, 3 sex offender. And I don't have to, you know, block that out because it's true. It's a fact. It's on your record, right? And we're all grown. I'm pretty sure YouTube isn't going to say, because she said sex offender, she can't be. No, it's a lot of, look, the news be on YouTube saying sex offender. If the news can say it on YouTube, so can you. Okay. But let me see. Let's go ahead and we're going to read this, right? Because DJ Vlad did post something and he made another interesting point, right? So I put it on my community wall, right? So let me look at my community wall and let's see what it says, right? So it says, Nicki Minaj, well, DJ Vlad posted this and Hollywood Unlocked reposted it. So it says Nicki Minaj's husband is on house arrest for threatening Offset. Right after that, she previews a song on IG saying she got killers who will pull up and do what she say. This was the same Nicki who threatened to send her husband to Academic's house for his comments about her. This is the same Nicki who told Meek Mill to have his crew beat up Quentin Miller, which then happened. Have you ever heard a woman scream, "My man will fuck you up," over something she started herself? That's Nicki. If you want to see how these stories end, check out my interview with Travis Rudolph. After an argument with his girlfriend, she sent her brother and 3 other guys to shoot up his house. One of them ended up dead and the other one got shot. Yes, I actually seen that. I watched Court TV too, and I actually seen Travis Rudolph's trial, and it was crazy, right? So his girlfriend lied on him and said that he did something to her, right? Like beat her up or whatever the case may be, and went back to her brother and them and basically told them that to get them to go over there and to do something bad to him and to shoot him, right? So they went over there and tried to jump him and his brother. Well, they were. And so what ended up happening is Travis Rudolph, in self-defense, ends up shooting them. And one of them died and the other one got shot, right? And come to find out, the girl was lying because they have a Ring camera and basically her beautiful Bing footage, she started it. So what else? Travis was charged with murder, which he luckily beat in trial due to self-defense. To all men out there, I don't care how fat her ass is or how good the sex is, avoid women like Nicki who use men as crash dummies like the plague. I said what I said. Okay, so how do you guys feel about that? Do you guys feel that Nicki Minaj is in fact pretty much pushing her husband out there to be her enforcer and, you know, trying to get him into beef? I feel like, me personally, and if y'all don't want to say it in the live, y'all can just say it in the comment section on the replay, whatever the case may be. I am going to chop these lives up to make sure they're videos and stuff like that. But look, I personally think she does do that because, like he said, there are absolute documented times where she has said things like that and where she has gotten people to do stuff like that. And I think that's highly dangerous because I know people who was all, I'm going to get my brother to F you up. I'm going to get my cousins to mess you up. I got dudes in the street. I got hitters, right? And so you put them in a situation that they don't know nothing about or whatever. They don't know who started it because it's just based on whatever you tell them. They don't know nothing about, and they come in this situation and they get hurt. And I know a couple of people who lost people that was really close to them because they threw them out there like that. Either they were killed, put in jail, or they were severely beaten. Okay? So y'all need to be careful. Don't do what Nicki do. Because I hear people online say that too. Oh, well, when they do this women versus men, and women be like, oh, well, I got people for you. I got niggas for you. Whatever. That's what they're saying. I got guys for you. I got shooters. I got hitters for you. You don't know what that man got in his house. And if they come to his house, he'd be in his right to do whatever he want to do. You don't know. You don't know. Stop running up on people. Stop sending people for people. I mean, have y'all even looked at the Gucci Man and Young Jeezy story? When Young Jeezy got one of his young artists to try to go and do whatever to Gucci Man, and Gucci Man killed him in self-defense. That's why when they did the versus battle, he was like, dig your partner up. Yeah. Go dig your partner up. Because you didn't fill your partner head up. You know, you didn't sliced his head up to go do whatever he was going to do to me. And he ended up in the body bag. So Nicki Minaj need to be careful with that. Really careful, right? So at this point, DJ Vlad did make that point that that's what she's been doing. But that's his opinion, even though that we see evidence that we can say it's a fact. But I'm just going to ask through this tarot deck, which one do I want to use? I think I want to use I'm going to start with this one, the Witchy Cat, right? Is Nicki Minaj hyping her husband up to attack people? Is she doing things like that? Is she sicking her husband on people? Or was this something that Kenneth Petty did on his own? Right? The Fool card. This is someone acting reckless, just jumping out there, right? Not thinking, just going ahead and going with your first instinct, taking this risk, just leaping out, a leap of faith. So I think that's the first card, right? But the back is about this relationship, though. It's about this partnership. The Five of Wands is in the reverse. This past fight, and then to be honest with you, I think in that particular situation with this, what it's saying is Kenneth Petty did this, just jumped out there into this altercation because this verbal altercation, because what him and his partners wanted to do was jump Offset, right? You see, there's one person getting jumped. It looked like to me they were going to jump him and beat him bad, right? But that didn't happen. That's why you have the Death card in the reverse. There was no transformation. You know, the transformation would have been, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm big, I'm bad, I proved my love to you. So he wants to prove his love to this woman in this relationship, right? In this partnership. But the issue is, what it really did was, you know, to the public, it's like repellent. It's repelling the public away from you. Y'all want this favor from the public. Y'all want people to look at Kenneth Petty different, but it repelled the public. So it didn't do what Kenneth Petty thought it would do. This was a foolish act. You know what I'm saying? Very foolish. So what it's saying is Nicki Minaj didn't say go out on the corner and do this, that, and the third. Nicki Minaj wants him to prove his love to her, but he went about it the wrong way to make bad press and make people look at him crazy. So is this something that Nicki Minaj wants him to do? Yes, but not in the way that he did it. You know, being all on the internet and making threats and all types of stuff like that. See, she wouldn't mind Offset getting beaten up and on the low. You know what I'm saying? Doing it on the low where nobody knows and it's just hearsay, you know. So that's what I'm getting from that. But based on that, is this going to affect Kenneth Petty when they're going to court with Jennifer Hugh, right? Would this affect him getting off the sex offender list? Because technically he's an offender and he was convicted with some type of murder conviction. I don't know, not quite sure. Allegedly, I don't know if it's manslaughter, second degree murder, third degree murder. I don't know. Y'all let me know which one he was convicted of as well. And allegedly, he has another charge overseas. Allegedly, from what I heard. So let me go ahead and just see, is this going to look bad when it comes to him trying to get off the sex offender list? Trying to get off the sex offender list, because it looked like he still has that reprobate mind, that immaturity, that recklessness, that dangerousness that makes him a danger to the society when it comes. So the moon card, I feel like it's deceptive energy. It's some things going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. I feel like Nicki Minaj could be blind to some things, and she knows some things. The judgment's in reverse. Based on what's been going on behind the scenes, I think that it is going to affect anything when it comes to him on the SO list. I do think it will affect that. I feel like Nicki Minaj is a Sagittarius, correct? So you have the Queen of Wands in reverse. I feel like with Nicki Minaj, I think she's taking a stance that's making it hard for everybody else in a way. You know he's wrong. You know the situation is messed up, but you want to push your will, right? So she's trying to push this will. And it's just going to build. And with the Four Wands, it talks about a home and them wanting to build a home together, and they want to be happy and all. That's cool. But if I'm asking about a case, they could be building the case, or they could be building whatever up to say that, yeah, that's who he is. He is valid and he needs to stay on there, you know. So to me, I personally feel like, is she going to still be with him? Yeah, for right now, yeah. Is this going to look bad when it comes to Jennifer Hugh and stuff, or whatever case he got going on that's coming up? Yes, it is going to be used against him. I do feel like Nicki Minaj helps him hide things. Some things she don't even know about. Some things he lied to her about. But I do think that she helps him hide things, right? And the Eight of Wands is in the back and it's in the reverse. A lot of stuff going to go downhill. A lot of stuff going to come out. Okay? It's something that's going to come out about Kenneth Petty. Right? If you say the wrong thing, it's going to implode something. Right? So I think that's a lot. That's a lot, Kenny. I feel like Kenneth Petty should have just been the quiet husband. Right? I feel like Nicki Minaj should never went on Queen Radio trying to, you know, clear up his name when it comes to this SO stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think she could have loved him and left that alone. See, me, I wouldn't have dated him. I mean, when I found out that, I don't want no issues with you. I don't want none of that with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, you know, be in that. So I wouldn't have dated him, but she did, I guess. But I guess money, what does Spirit want to tell Nicki when it comes to her husband? And I'm going to use the Native Spirit Oracle deck, and we're going to go to the next question, right? And we've been on here for 31 minutes already. Please hit the like button, everybody. And if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3. What does Spirit want to tell Nicki when it comes to her husband? The Great Mystery. Is that the Northern Lights? I like this one. So, the Great Mystery. Let's see. And we're going to ask. And we're going to read, right? Let's see. The Great Mystery. It says, have faith and know that you're divinely guided when it comes to your husband, right? Even when you have doubts. Trust that you're exactly where you need to be. Believe in your marriage, your relationship. You've planted your seeds. Now allow the Creator to do the rest. You breathe life into Kenneth Petty. Now you have to allow the Creator to allow him to mature and grow into the man that you want him to be. So what I'm thinking is you're pushing him. You're pushing him, but you didn't necessarily tell him to do that particular thing, but you're pushing him to be the man that you want him to be. That means this rough, tough protector, but also someone who has their own money and their own business. And, whatever. You want him to be all these things. And you breathed life into him. You gave him exposure. You gave him money. You gave him a child. You gave him a family. Things like that. You have to let God do the rest. Just trust, right? Even if you can't see into the future, have faith that the path will be illuminated and go forward. If you have any recurring challenges, turn them over to the Creator. Not my will, but thy will be done. And then, look, if he act out, you can't do nothing about how he act, right? Even though he's an extension of you, but he can't control you can't control how he acts. So if he acts like a child and he acts foolish and he be online with his little ratchet ass friends doing ratchet ass shit, which is he probably is going to go back online and do all this too. Again, most likely, right? You can't really control it because at the end of the day, he has to want to respect himself enough to control that. So you breathe life into him. Now you got to let the universe do the rest. So that's what it is with Kenneth Petty. And stop trying to control the narrative of him being the SO because he is an SO. Okay? That's what it is. He is, right? You can't change that. You got to let God change that. Okay? So the next one is going to be, what is the next one? Let's go ahead. So, because I was looking at this whole Armand Wiggins and Do Not situation. If you guys don't know who Armand Wiggins is or Do Not is, Armand Wiggins is a very known, very popular YouTube content creator. He has carved the lane on YouTube for himself. He's also, I believe, on Station Head and things like that. He's also an artist. He's also a fellow tarot reader. He has his connections. He's been out doing his thing. He's been leveling up his life. He's been in controversy. Of course, you be on YouTube for too long, you're going to get into some controversy. You're in the gossip section, right? You're in the celebrity gossip section. You know what I'm saying? And then you got a bit of shock value in this and the third. And he's opinionated. I love me some Armand Wiggins, right? Matter of fact, to be more technical, I be telling y'all, I am in love with y'all content creators and with y'all